Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come on here and say hello. I know I've been a little quiet, but things here have been, very busy. I'm getting ready to go and do some traveling at the end of this month, so everything is just fast forward, if you know what I mean. So I want to talk a little bit about some astrology. So happy July, everyone, and happy birthday to all of you who have birthdays in July. I do love July. My oldest son was born towards the end of the month. He still made it to Leo. But, this month I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be very active. This month is going to be very, very active. I think that for this month, we're really going to have to listen to our intuition, listen to our emotions, and make sure that we are being emotionally mature and using intelligence. That is really going to be a highlight for this month. There's a lot of aspects this month. There's not one single day that we are not having an aspect. Everything. We are going towards the end of Mercury's shadow. We will come out of that, and I do believe it's the 11th where Mercury will enter Cancer. And I'm going to talk about that in a different video. I'm going to try to divide this up a little bit and try to be extra clear and go a little slow, because I know not everybody understands astrology, and I get that. I've been studying it for, I don't know, many, many years. I started reading the little horoscope books when I was probably in my preteens. So, and for, actually studying astrology, it's been a good 25 years that I've studied astrology. So I don't think I know everything. There's still stuff I learn every day, and I still enjoy, learning from some of those other astrologers that's been doing it longer than I have. So I'm just going to get on with the reading here. Now, the sun is in Cancer, and whenever the sun is in Cancer, if our moon is affected, okay, and we are coming up on the 9th, it'll be a week from today, we are going to have our new moon in Cancer, and this is going to bring up a lot of emotions. This is going to bring emotions from the past. This could be coming from, especially those who have trouble with their mom. This may hit on that. But, I had to sit with Cancer, and I had to just meditate about what Cancer is. To understand this sign more, I am an Aries, so Cancer is all about emotions, and sometimes this is some sticky territory because, Aries is, we are tender on the inside, but we normally just forge through and we'll deal with the emotions later. But here, when I was meditating on Cancer, there's a few things that we need to consider. Cancer is the 4th sign of the zodiac, and 4 is our building blocks to life. It represents the earth, air, fire, and water. Those are the building blocks of life. Water is associated with Cancer, so it is a cardinal sign. And what that means is it's an initiator. It is a beginning. And this is feminine in nature. And again, it's ruled by the moon. So when the sun, again, is in Cancer, your emotions are really, really highlighted. So we are seeing in our world right now how the emotions are being played out, how many people are choosing to do things off of their emotions, and they're not really considering the mental or their soul. They're just acting out from emotion. So let's get into Cancer a little bit. What is Cancer? What is it associated with? Well, this is about this our mother. Cancer is the mother energy. It's nurturing. It's trusting. It's our emotional world. It's about accepting our emotions as well. And this is it's appreciating the sensitivity of things. It's more of that intimate type feeling, and not of sexual nature, one of awe, one of life, because this is a blossoming energy. So this is appreciating the process, and that's what we really need to work, is appreciating the process. Now, when it is operating in its higher purpose, this is trusting your emotional messages. Again, honoring the process of growth. There are steps that we have to go through to get to where we want to get. And saying this, many times, especially in our world, we live in a world of instant gratification. So we want to go from A to Z just like that. And we cheat ourselves when we do that, because we are missing the unfolding. We are missing the growth that takes place as we're going through the rest of the alphabet to get to Z, if you understand what I'm saying. What is it? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And this is what it's really concentrating on, is the journey. And it's tapping into that emotion of acceptance, of accepting this emotion, not fighting against it, but let's understand what this emotion is about. It's looking deeper to find the root. And unfortunately, in our world, it's completely surface. You don't. You take pills to band-aid your the symptoms. You don't deal with the illness itself. So you get codependent, and that is a negative trait of Cancer. You get codependent upon other things to help you get by, when you don't realize that you need to get to the root, and you need to go inside and do some of that work. So this is going to bring up a lot of emotional traumas that we've had in our past. It will bring up some emotional hurts. But the thing about Cancer, when it is operating in its higher purpose, it is putting the self first. And I'm not saying selfish. I'm saying self-full. It's learning that it is okay to say no and step back and heal yourself. And it is about implementing strong boundaries. Because when you are a nurturing person, when you are a giving person, there are people that will take advantage of your character and of what you are offering. And one of the things that we can do as well is we can not acknowledge those inner messages that we get, our gut feelings, our intuition. So Cancer, when it's operating, in that higher energy, it's listening. It's listening to the intuition. It's listening to the body. It's listening to the process. So when it is operating in that negative expression, a lower expression of Cancer, this is where you get neediness. When you're so needy, you're too sensitive, you're defensive about everything. You think everybody's attacking you, everybody's out to get you. It's also a smothering type energy. It's excessive and, again, codependent. And there is a lack of boundaries. And boundaries is something that is very important. Many people don't like to deal with boundaries, but boundaries are, they protect you and me. So when you are operating in that lower expression of Cancer, you're too worried about saving others and caring for others. And one of the things that you have to realize, because I know a lot of people are waking up to their spiritual gifts, and they're waking up to their maybe they're coming into energy healing. They're finding out there's some kind of healer, right? Well, one of the things that we have to learn as healers, and it's really, really hard, is that you can't heal someone who doesn't want to be healed. Meaning, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So when this person is ready to heal, they will heal. And it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, how much you cry, big fit you throw, they're not going to do it until they are ready. And that is something that we really need to understand, and we really need to accept. And this is when boundaries come in place. And this is when boundaries protect you and me, because this person is going through something and they need to go through that. And many times we just want to help. We just want to help. You need to step back and let them go through their growth process. And that's really, really hard. Seeing people struggle is not something that we like to do, but people, people suffer in their own ways. Sometimes people are just, self-destructive. But they have to want to change, and they have to want to do better, and they have to want that greatness. And this is going to really teach us. So, as you can see, this is a lot of emotional energy. And again, there's going to be a lot of aspects this month. Mars in Leo is going to oppose Saturn. Mars in Leo trines Chiron. There's a lot of different things that are happening here, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Like on the 4th, the Sun in Cancer is going to square Chiron. So this is some very, very healing energy. And then on the 5th, the Sun in Cancer is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus. So this is really, it could be like something, an emotional blow happening, something that you've realized, or something, maybe somebody did something to you, but you're going to be able to move through it. And with all of this going on, there's going to be, Mars is in Leo right now, and this is a really good placement for Mars. Venus is in Leo as well. So when Mars is in Leo, he's very confident, and he's going to go after what he wants. He's, with Mercury coming out of retrograde, we're going to have some clarity. And this month, let's see, I believe it's the 13th of July, Venus is going to conjunct Mars. So this is the masculine and the feminine energies meeting up. And this is a harmony. So this is very much needed. This is really, I think this is awesome for astrology. I'm looking at this, and this is like really, there's some tough times that we're going to go through July, but we're going to work through it. And at the end, I believe that we're going to be more of confident, have more clarity in where we want to go. And there'll be a lot of growth that happens in July. Like I said, we're going to have to use emotional maturity. We're going to have to use emotional intelligence. And it's really going to, basically, we're going to find out more about ourselves. Now, the picture that you saw at the beginning of this video, that's exactly how I feel Cancer energy. It's taking a moment to check in with yourself. And as we are going into this weekend, we are going into, in the United States, it's the July 4th, it's Independence Day. And you know, we look at Lady Liberty, and when we look at Lady Liberty, we are reminded of Lady of Justice. And there are many goddesses, such as Ma'at, and there is another one that kind of, what would you say, it balances the scales. And it's really putting me into that, what is justice? When we see in our world, and this is, I'm not pointing at one thing in particular, it's a bunch of things that are happening. We see people that are violent. We see predators walking the street, being let go, while we see people who were caught with an ounce of pot spending 20 years in prison. Now, how is that justice? How is that? It doesn't even make sense. When you have predators walking the street, you have people that are hurting other people, killing them, taking them hostage, doing these things that are just downright immoral. That why would you do this? When we are seeing these things, we go into that justice, and we really want to start picking justice apart. Or say we are looking at something and we are wanting this and we're wanting that. We just want justice. We want justice. Well, I want to tell you a little something about justice. And this is something that I have learned the hard way. And it's something that I have been taught through the years through other mentors that I've had and elders in the community. And this is something that a lot of people, they don't understand. Now, when you call for justice, you understand that whatever you are putting out there, that justice, the Lady of Justice, is going to be facing you too. You are not exempt. We want to go through this world of working, everything's energy, and I work with energy, and we go through that, and we work it when it's convenient for us, but we fail to acknowledge the outcome of that. And that is one where we really need to take a look at it. Because many times justice hits and we think it just comes out of the blue. When in reality, we called it forth. I see people all the time, like people that'll say, I wanted this to happen, and I did this spell for protection, and then this happened, and I didn't mean it to happen like that. Well, what do you think would happen? If you are playing with something that you do not fully understand, then you need to stop playing with it. When I sit with Cancer and I sit with the energies of this weekend, it is putting me in that place to where I can see these lower expressions of Cancer playing out, But I can also see where people are wanting to allow that higher expression to come, but they just don't know how to properly execute that. And this is going to take us getting real with ourselves and nurturing ourselves and feeling these emotions. Feel them, not act them out, but feel them. What are they about? Again, when we are trying to do these things, we have to understand, if we're sitting here saying energy, 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 well, energy, honey, energy. The Lady of Justice, she wears a blindfold. She carries a sword and she carries scales. And she is supposed to defend justice. And I can see where it's being missed. But I'm also seeing where this can really play out in different ways. I do feel that this month is, I'm not trying to speak negative, because I do feel that this month is really going to be one that's going to bring us hope, bring us faith. But we're going to have to use some of our intelligence. And we're going to have to really see some of these misses happening. When you have killers walking the street, when you have predators walking the street, and you have someone that has never done anything violent in their life but get caught with weed, spending 20 years in jail, we have a problem. And I fully don't want to get into the weed or to the marijuana thing that everybody's getting into. It just basically goes back to Richard Nixon not liking it. But again, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to get into it, but there I go. But whatever you want to do, it's the point that I'm making here is we have to look at the bigger picture. And when justice is served, it's going to be served across the table. So remember that when you're speaking for justice, for justice, for justice, look at yourself. And I really think this new moon coming up, this Cancer new moon, is going to be really good for us to dive deep into clearing out some stuff, figuring out some things about ourselves, really listening to our emotions, listening to our intuition. And it's really going to give us a time, because we're here. We need to grow. We're supposed to grow. We're not supposed to go backwards. We're supposed to go forward. And as I say all the time, with all of this technology that we have in our world, and look at what a lot of people use it for. They use it to scam people. They use it to hurt others. They use it for, of the sexualized part of it. They use it for many different ways to harass people, to stalk people. Imagine what we could do with that technology if we actually, focused on the highest expression of it. So I'm going to close for there. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. I will try to get on here and do this again. I'm getting back in the swing of things. When you go through trauma, it really changes a lot about you. It changes your whole perception of the world. It brings about a vulnerability within you that you may not have known about. And I will be recording a thing about trauma. I'll be talking about that and how it affects people and how we can grow through it. And I will be doing that at a later time. But for now, happy July. Happy birthday to all the July babies. I hope you have a wonderful month. And I always say, happy birth month. And I hope that we are able to grow and to have this journey of the soul and to enjoy each step along the way. And always remember, when you point that finger at justice, it will be pointing a finger back at you. So always consider that. There's always a bigger picture. There is always a consequence to an action. There is always something else. So to be responsible people, to be self-responsible, we have to look forward and we have to consider all the options before we make choices. So I will close with that. I know it's a weird kind of astrology. It's more of intuitive and it's more of what I'm feeling. But I will go into more of this later. We'll talk about the new moon coming up. Cancer is going to be really pushing a lot of energy beginning of this month. Like on the 11th, Mercury is going to enter Cancer, and he's going to want some downtime because Mercury is in Gemini right now, and this is his sign, and he's coming off of his retrograde, so he's been really working hard. He's been when Mercury is in retrograde, it's all the re's. It's reprioritizing, remembering, redoing things, rebuilding. It's going back and it's having to see what it has, what it's left behind, what it left undone, what it didn't finish. So having to go back over that, just crossing those T's and dotting the I's and making sure things are good. So when he goes into Cancer, he is going to want some downtime, and it's going to be, it's going to bring some moody energy. So we have to watch with that communication because we're just going to want to retreat. We're going to feel that whole energy of retreating, especially with our mind. And this is about, we have to learn to allow, and we have to learn to trust, and we have to learn to trust ourselves. So yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up. We're still reeling off of that full moon that we had. Remember, we just had the summer equinox. I'm sorry, the summer solstice. Oh my goodness, it's the summer solstice. I don't know why I thought about the equinox. Litha is what we just had, and that is when the sun is at his zenith. So, we're going to be in Cancer for a little bit longer. So hang in there. We will be dealing with these emotions. We will be facing them, and we will be working through them peacefully and easily. And we are going to nurture ourselves, listen to ourselves, take that time that we need, and we're going to learn to express ourselves in that highest expression. So let's do that. I know you can do it. I believe in you. I know you can do this. You can do anything you put your mind to. I don't care who, what, when, where. You can do anything you put your mind to. I believe in you. So have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever. And I will be back next time. Remember to please like and subscribe. Remember to please hit the bell. I do appreciate you watching. And, and share the love. If you like this video and it is, you get something out of it, please share. Please feel free to share with your friends. And I'm going to try to put some more content out. Again, dealing with trauma is one of those hard things to deal with. So nurturing myself and listening to my intuition. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever. And I offer you many, many blessings.